Okay. So we have to know how to log on into SAP servers, and once you log on to SAP servers, how to access the screens we require. So all these activities together is called navigation. So put heading navigation. Only for today and tomorrow you have to write. Put heading navigation. Write down please. To log on into SAP server. To log on into SAP server. Double click on SAP logon icon on the desktop. Double click on SAP logon icon on the desktop. See here, look at the screen everybody. This is called SAP logon icon. So this SAP logon icon is installed by Basis Consultant on the desktop and laptop of every employee. So today after the class, I will send you one small link. Using that link, you can download the SAP GUI program. That program is called SAP GUI program. So in the same mail, I will send you the instructions on how to set up this SAP GUI program. It's very, very simple to install. So you just to follow the instructions given in the mail, then you will get this SAP logon icon on your desktop. So in order to log on into SAP system, and see, for our class purpose, every day we will log on into SAP servers, and also for your practice purpose also, you have to log on into SAP servers. For that purpose, you have to double click on this SAP logon. Then this is called logon pad. So you have to select the server, right? This is the server for our class purpose, right? Continue. Select the server. Write down please. Select the server. And click on logon button in the logon pad. And click on logon button in the logon pad. So here, look at the screen. This small pad, this is called logon pad, right? So in the logon pad, we have the different servers, but in your case, you will have only one server. So this is our server for the class purpose. You just select that server, then click on logon button. This is called logon button. Then here, this is called logon screen. So in this screen, we have some fields like client, user, password, language, and also here you are seeing some bars, right? So we have to know regarding all these things. We don't get any questions in the interview relating to this screen, but it is very much professional to understand all the fields and also the lines in this particular screen. Continue. In the presented screen, the first line from the top is called menu bar. In the presented screen, the first line from the top is called menu bar. It contains different menus from screen to screen. It contains different menus from screen to screen. But in every screen, the system menu and help menu, are common. The system menu and help menu are common. Every menu contains further submenus. Every menu contains further submenus. Look at the screen. The first line from the top, this one. This is called menu bar. And these are called menus. And these menus will be changing from screen to screen. And of course, it is not necessary to remember the menus in every screen. Here, this is a user menu, system menu, and help menu. So these menus will be changing from screen to screen. But in every screen, the system menu and help menu will be there. These two menus are called common menus. Then every menu contains further submenus. That means if you click on the user menu, these are the submenus in the user menu, and these are the submenus in the user system menu, and these are the further submenus in the help menu. Like that, in every screen, the system and help menu will be there. Next, continue. The second line is called standard toolbar. The second line is called standard toolbar. It contains the same icons in all SAP screens. It contains the same icons in all SAP screens. But based on the screen we are using, some icons are highlighted. And other icons are grayed out. We can use only the highlighted icons. Look at the screen. Here, the second line from the top, that means this one. This is called standard toolbar. Why this is called standard toolbar? Because it contains the same icons in all SAP screens. That's why this is called standard toolbar. But based on the screen we are using, some icons are highlighted. Highlighted icons means what? In this particular screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are called highlighted icons. And in the background, you are seeing some icons, no? In the grayed out mode. They are called grayed out icons. So we cannot use these grayed out icons. We can use only the highlighted icons. Continue. The rectangle square in the standard toolbar, is called command area. The rectangle square in the standard toolbar is called command area. The command area is used to enter the transaction code within brackets T code. See here, this is called command area, right? So in this command area, we enter the transaction code. So what is the transaction code? I will tell you within next few minutes. So this is called standard toolbar, right? Next, the third line is called title bar. The third line is called title bar. It describes the name of the screen. It describes the name of the screen we are using. Look at the screen. Here, this is the title bar. So the name of the screen we are using is SAP. SAP. Here, we have to remember one point. We should not pronounce as SAP. We should not pronounce as SAP. Always we have to pronounce as SAP. It is not professional to call it as SAP. Please remember this point. It is very, very important. Next. The fourth line is called application toolbar. The fourth line is called application toolbar. It contains different icons based on the application within brackets screen we are using. Within bracket screen we are using. Look at the screen. Here the fourth one from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one. This is called application toolbar. So this application toolbar automatically pops up the required icons based on the screen we are using. And remember, it is not at all necessary to remember the icons on any screen. Okay. And here in this particular screen, we have one icon, new password. If you go to some other screen, it will show you some other icons. Next, the bottom line. The bottom line is called status bar. The bottom line is called status bar. It describes the name of the SAP application server, the name of the SAP application server, the transaction code we are using, the transaction code we are using, the system response time, etc. Look at the screen. Here, the bottom line. This is called status bar. So this status bar displays, see, the name of the SAP application server we are using. So the name of the SAP server is SAP ECC2. This is the name of the server. Then here you have some small icon, no? If you click on that, right, it is saying that the transaction is S000. And response time. Response time means the time you click on enter and the time within which the system will show you the required screen is called response time. So in this case, response time was taken is 313 milliseconds. So you can see that any of the detail can be displayed on the status bar. Suppose if you click on this response time, see, it is showing the response time. Suppose if you click on this program, it is the program name. The system will display the program name. So in addition to the SAP application server we are using, you can see that whatever the information you want the system to display on the status bar, you can select that information, right? Continue. It also displays different messages while using the, it also displays different messages resulted while using SAP screens. They are number one, OK message. Number one, OK messages. It is displayed in green color. It is displayed in green color. See, here as a consultant, we develop number of configuration settings, and these settings are to be stored in the database. Similarly, every day user enters the day-to-day business transactions into system, and in order to save them in the database, they click on one save button. I will show you that save button. So whenever the data is saved in the database, the system will display one message like data is saved. That message is displayed on the status bar, and that message is displayed in the green color, right? So once we start configuration classes, I will show you that message here. Next, number 2, error message. Error message. It is displayed in red color. It is displayed in red color. If the error message is displayed, we cannot proceed further. We cannot proceed further until it is rectified. We cannot proceed further until it is rectified. Number 3, warning message. Warning message. It is displayed in yellow color. It is displayed in yellow color. We can ignore the warning message. We can ignore the warning message. To ignore the warning message, to ignore the warning message, click on enter button in the keyboard. Click on enter button in the keyboard. So here, in different situations and scenarios, the system will display warning messages. In any case, if any warning message is displayed, we can just ignore it. To ignore that warning message, you just have to click on enter button on the keyboard. So these 3 types of messages are displayed on the status bar. Now, here you have the client, user, password, and logon language, right? Put heading client. Client. Technically, it is the self-contained unit. Technically, it is the self-contained unit with own database tables. Technically, it is the self-contained unit with own database tables and master records. With own database tables and master records. In the that means the client represents one unit of SAP software. The client represents one unit of SAP software. In the general sense, client means the company which uses the SAP software in its business. Example, Tata Group. Example, Tata Group, Reliance Group, etc. See, here we have to understand the client from two perspectives, technical perspective and general perspective. So technically, it is the self-contained unit with own database tables. See here, yesterday I told you, right, the SAP software was developed in ABAP language. So basically, there are two types of languages, object-oriented programming languages and procedural-oriented programming languages. Nowadays, we are not at all using procedural-oriented programming languages. Now we are using only object-oriented programming languages, and sometimes they're also called OOPs, object-oriented programming languages. So ABAP is also developed on the lines of OOPs language. So in the case of OOPs languages, all the programming code is organized in the form of tables. So when we purchase the SAP software, the SAP company will deliver together all these tables to the client company. That tables, all these tables together is called client. So for the understanding purpose, remember that client represents one SAP software, nothing else. In the general sense, the companies which are using SAP software, they are called clients. Continue. When the SAP software is purchased, the SAP company will allot a number between 000 and 998. The SAP company will allot a number between 000 and 998. This number is called client number. This number is called client number. One client number can be given to any number of companies. One client number can be given to any number of companies. The client number is used to identify and log on into SAP application server. See, for the purpose of understanding, see how every human being is identified with the name, right? So similarly, every SAP software is identified with one number. That number is called client number, but that number is given by SAP company itself. Suppose, for example, my name is Lakshman Swamy, and there can be any number of persons in the world with the same name Lakshman Swamy. Similarly, one number can be given to any number of companies. So the main purpose of this client number is to identify the SAP software and also to log on into that software, nothing else. To log on into that server. So that is the meaning of the client. Continue. Along with the normal client number, along with the normal client number. SAP also delivers. SAP also delivers 3 more clients. 000, 001, 066. 066, which contains the default and reference settings. Which contains the default and reference settings. The basis consultant can create the new client by copying from one of the existing clients. By copying from one of the existing clients. See here, this client number is 800 here. So while logging into the server for the practice and for my class purpose, we have to give the client number 800. And of course, this is defaulted. Then next, user. The employees of the company using the SAP software. The employees of the company using the SAP software are called users. The user IDs are created. And given to employees by the basis consultants. The user IDs are created and given to employees by the basis consultants. The user ID can contain up to 12 characters. The user ID can contain up to 12 characters. It is alphanumeric. It is not case sensitive. Not case sensitive means you can use either uppercase letters or lowercase letters. It doesn't matter. So that is the thing regarding user ID.
Yeah, Lakshman sir, Sudhakar here. I have one quick question.
Tell me, Sudhakar.
The minimum is 3 and maximum is 12, I believe, right?
No.
User ID.
User ID maximum 12. Maximum 12 means minimum 1.
Minimum 1, okay.
Yeah. So that is the thing regarding user ID, right? Next, put heading password. The passwords are created. And given to employees by the basis consultants. The passwords are used. To protect their respective informations. The length of the password is 6 to 40 characters. So minimum 6, maximum 40. It is alphanumeric. It is alphanumeric. But it is case sensitive. Underline this point. It is case sensitive. Underline this point. That means if the basis consultant has created the user password using uppercase letters, the user has to enter uppercase letters only. Otherwise, if the basis consultant creates the user password using the lowercase letters, right, he has to enter lowercase letters only. That is called case sensitive. Continue. At the time of first login, the system prompts the user.
Sir,
Yes,
sorry, I have a question, sir.
tell me.
For example, if there's two companies which is buying a SAP software, for example, one is Tata and another is some small scale company.
Yeah.
So Tata might have some 1,000 employees, and that
Yeah.
small scale company might be having just 10 users.
Yes.
So do they have to pay to SAP on the basis of number of users who are going to use the same client?
Exactly. Here we have to purchase purchasing the software means we have to purchase the user licenses.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So depends upon the user licenses, the cost of the software depends. Right?
Understood. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Continue. At the time of first login, the system prompts the user. The system prompts the user to change the password for security reasons. So here, what is the security reason? See, the basis consultants will create the user password and also their user IDs. That means basis consultants knows the password and user ID of every employee. So using any password and user ID, he can log on into the system and he can do any changes to the database. So where is the security? For those changes, you will be held responsible as a user. That's why after creating the user password and user ID, and the user is logging into the server for the first time, then it will ask you to change the password. So according to certain conditions, what I told you now, he can change the password. Then nobody knows the password except he. That's how the security of the data is ensured. So here, after you install this SAP Logon, right, I will send you a separate user ID and password for every student in the class. So using that user and password, you are trying to log into the SAP server for the first time, it will ask you to change the password. Then change the password as per your will and wish, but do remember that password. So from then onwards, you have to use that password only to log into the system, not the password given by me. Continue. The employee himself can change the password once in a day. Once in a day. While changing the password, he cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. He cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. That means, say for example, I am the user and I have the habit of changing the password every day. So on 5/7/2019, my password is India123. Then on 6/7/2019, I changed my password to welcome. It should be minimum 6 characters. Then on 7/7/2019, my password boss123. Then on 8/7/2019, I changed my password to potato. Then on 9/7/2019, I changed my password to welcome123. Then on 10/7/2019, if I need to change the password, I cannot use any of the previous 5 passwords. I have to use something other password. Let us say tomato. Then on, sorry, this is 10. Then on 11/7/2019, if I change the password, I cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. That means I cannot use tomato, welcome123, potato, boss123, welcome. I cannot use the immediate previous 5 passwords. But if you want, you can use India123 or something else. Clear? That is the meaning of that sentence. Okay, next, continue. If the user enters the wrong password 3 times consecutively, if the user enters the wrong password 3 times consecutively, the user ID is automatically locked. The user ID is automatically locked. Then the basis system admin can unlock the user. Then the basis system admin can unlock the user. That's why I told you to remember the password, right? If you enter wrong password 3 times consecutively while logging into the system in your practice, it is automatically locked. Then again, you have to call me, I have to unlock it. Next, if the password is forgotten, it cannot be restored. It cannot be restored. Then the basis system admin can reset the password. Next, language. So that is the thing regarding password. Next, language. Put heading language. SAP software was developed in 41 international languages. SAP software was developed in 41 international languages. English is the default language. English is the default language. So these are called login credentials, right? So for every class, I have to log on to SAP server. Without logging into the server, there is no class. Every day, you have to log in compulsory for every class. So client is 800. Here in this particular server, my user is Lakshman. Then password, I am entering my password. You cannot see the password there except the cursor movement. Then language is not compulsory. Even if you don't enter any language, system default takes you to English language only. So for English, if you want, you can enter EN. So after entering all these credentials, you just click on enter. Now you are logged into SAP servers. See here, this is called menu bar. So some more menus are there. And system menu and help menu are there. So in every screen, the system menu and help menu will be there. These two are called common menus. and this is the standard toolbar. If you notice that icons are same, but some more icons are highlighted there. Okay, then the third line, this is the title bar. So the name of the screen is SAP Easy Access, and this is the application toolbar. So if you notice that on this application toolbar in this screen, some more icons are there. So how do we know the name of the icons? Here, if you keep the cursor on any icon for 1 or 2 seconds, right, it will tell you the name of that icon, right? See, for example, this is log off, right? This is find. This is first page. This is previous page. This is next page. This is last page. Like that, if you keep the cursor on every icon, it will tell you the name of that icon and the purpose of that icon. So it is not necessary at all to remember the name of the icons. There are lakhs of icons we cannot remember. Sorry, hundreds of icons we cannot remember, right? And this is the status bar. So now we have logged into SAP servers. Now in order to develop the settings, right, we have to access different types of screens. So how to access the screens? That we will discuss in tomorrow's class. That is, today is navigation part 1. Tomorrow is the navigation part 2. Today, after the class, I will send you one mail to all of you, right, with the details of how to set up this SAP logon. So in the mail, right, I will send you one link. Okay, 1 second, I will show you that. See here, this is the link with the help of which you can download the SAP GUI program, right? Then in order to open that file, you need to install one more program, WinRAR, right? That WinRAR is the free software available in Google. Okay, so you can download that WinRAR using this link and you can set up it. Then only you can open the file, because the file is compressed, right? The size of the file is nearly 700 MB. So in the compressed mode, right, it will be around 300 plus MB. That's why I have compressed it. So in order to open that file, you need to install the WinRAR program. That program also you can set up with the help of this link. With the help of this link, okay? Then in the same mail, I will send you an attachment, right? So in that attachment, these are the instructions, right? These instructions also I will send you. So according to these instructions, you can set up the program. Then you get this SAP logon icon on your desktop. Then you just mail me. I will send you the user ID, password, and server IP address, and all the server credentials, right? And we require the server from the Monday class. Tomorrow also, it's not necessary, right? And Saturday, Sunday, we have the holidays. We have the classes from Monday to Friday only. So from Monday class, we require the server access, right? So you can install the server in this way. While setting up, right, if you face any problem, right, you can WhatsApp me. Otherwise, you can send me the mail. Otherwise, you can call me, whatever mode you want to communicate with me. Just to communicate your problem to me, I will log on into your desktop and I will set up the program for you. It only 2 minutes work. Okay.
So one quick question here. To in future to access the SAP application, we need the internet.
Yes, obviously, compulsory we need the internet.
So it is like URL based, or like compulsory internet is required.
No, it's not the URL based. Compulsory internet is required because server is here.
Okay. It's kind of a remote desktop access.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right. So you are Mr. I'm sorry, Sudhakar. You are Mr. Sudhakar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So tomorrow we will see the navigation part 2. So from Monday, right, we start the configuration classes. And for the configuration classes, right, I will send you one more temporary material. This is called basic settings, right? So take the printout of this material and keep it with you in the Monday class. Monday means Indian Day Monday. USA Day, our classes will be from Sunday to Thursday. USA days, Sunday to Thursday. Indian days, Monday to Friday. Right? So this contains 28 pages. So please take the printout of these 28 pages and keep it with you in the Monday class. This material also will be sending to you. So once you pay the fees, right, I will send you the total material of FI, right, FICO material part 1, which contains this 227 pages. Then, Anusha, any questions? Anusha, any questions? Challa Vijay, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Chandra Kumar. Chandra Kumar. Arvinda. Prasad.
No, no question.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, Arvinda. Okay, Prasad. Gandhi.
Sir, I just have one question.
Mhm.
Regarding the SAP GUI program, will I able to install on the MacBook?
Yes, but for the MacBook, I need to send a separate link. I will send you that. So you are using MacBook, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Challa, what you are using? You are using Windows or Mac?
Windows, sir. I
Okay.
don't have any issues.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, no problem. Stephen, any questions?
No.
Okay. Dinakar. Dinakar.
I don't have any.
Okay. Harita.
No questions.
Okay. Then Sudhakar. Okay. Then Vikas, can you hear me? Then Uma, any questions?
Sir, I have one question.
Tell me.
Is it necessary to regularly change the password?
No, 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 no. User can change the password once in a day. Can means it's not mandatory.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you.
So, but before first logging in, you have to change the password and please remember that password. Of
Okay.
course, even if you forget it, don't worry. If you call me, I will unlock it. Or I
Okay,
will
sir.
reset it. No issues.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Sir.
then. See you tomorrow, same time. Good night and good day, everybody.
Thank you, sir.